Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about a children's trading card game. It is Gate Ruler time once again, and finally my children's trading cards have arrived. So I'm going to be doing a deck profile. Apologies about the washing machine that's on in the background, I cannot deal with that. And let's begin. So this is an Alice deck, which means it is of course focused on Alice, the Wonderland's champion. There's no "the" in the name. So basically, the reason you play this, you build around this card, is it lets you summon units on the opponent's turn, and at the end of the opponent's turn, you can choose any number of A7s and return them to the hand. So there are actually some cool plays you can do with this. Generally speaking, like you're probably not going to be bouncing a level 0s back. Sometimes you will. Mad Hatter is the one you typically will be. However, one thing that's very cheeky you can do, as this is a wizard deck, which I probably should have put out there, as this is a wizard deck, you are always going to have at least 2 energy on the opponent's turn. And let me tell you, it is quite nice just doing burn 2 every single turn. If you just have 2 of those, you do it during the end of the opponent's turn. As long as you've got an Alice on the board, it's pretty good. So let's go ahead and actually get into the deck profile proper. And so yeah, this is a wizard deck. So I'll put this down there and let's begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Alice. I have a 4th Uber on the way. Don't bully me, okay? It's coming. But yeah, so 4 copies of Alice. This is sort of the heart and soul of the deck. So you do need it. Though the deck can function if you don't see it in a game, obviously you want to. So I'd really appreciate it if we get a searcher for this, please. Thank you. Let's go through the other experiments. We've got Double Jabberwock. So this is just a hard-hitting card. It's a 6/5/3, and you have to have an A7 on the board or an Alice, otherwise it gets destroyed, and you cannot place it in the defensive. So as neat as it would be to be able to just chuck this in the defensive, by summoning it with Alice, you're not able to do that. However, you are able to just randomly summon a big thing, making use of your wizard energy on the opponent's turn, because you are always going to be getting 1 energy with this, which is really, really good. And I think it's worth the 2 copy slots, and I also had 2 Ubers, so you know, it is what it is. On to the obvious ones. So we're going to be playing Quad Humpty Dumpty and Quad Mad Hatter. Why do we play these cards? Well, so what Mad Hatter does is on entry, it gives anything 3 HP, which is really nice because what you can do is you can summon it and you can target itself and it will become a 3/4/1. This means that this actually stops a lot of the rulers in the game from being able to hit your life, and it hangs around. So whilst this is always going to be a defensive thing, as will Humpty Dumpty, provided you have Alice on the board, when you play this, you can make this a 2, so up 2 attacks, which is obviously very, very good. The other utility with this is, of course, just dropping it and, you know, giving your Alice HP so they can't kill it. And that can honestly make life really difficult. So if you have like an empty board, so like if all you have is an Alice, and it's on your side and they attack it and you just go, all right, well, I'm going to call a Mad Hatter to this side and buff up the HP on there. And they're like, okay, fine, well, I'm going to attack it again. And you're like, fine, and it's still around, they attack it again, and you just go, oh, I'm going to call another Mad Hatter. And then you get to bounce both of these back to your hand at the end of the turn, so you get to loop that combo, which is obviously very, very, very good. And if you know, the more of these you get, the better, which is, it's really, really nice. Also very, very good is Humpty Dumpty. This is going to give Alice Charge Shield, but this actually works with every single Ascendant in the deck, which I will point out. So you can actually give a lot of stuff Charge Shield, and it's a 3/3 body, which you can summon as a defensive unit, which sometimes does matter. So that's why you play those. In fact, I will do the rest of the A7 now. We are also playing 4 copies of the new Alice. So I only have 1 secret at the moment, but rest assured I will be completing the set here. So why do you play this? You kind of have to be honest. It's not an amazing card. It's a TD. You look at the top 2 and add an Alice or A7 from among them, and all your A7 and Alice gain breakthrough. So like, it's not a bad card. And it is actually really nice, again, in Wizard, to be able to just play this and gain advantage on the opponent's turn. Like, the moment you see your Alice, you really do start popping off, and that's why I just need to see an Alice Searcher next set, because then this deck really can just begin to vibe. But even, you know, like it's just a good card. Giving breakthrough is actually really valuable, can be really, really scary. You know, Jabberwock doesn't have breakthrough normally, but a Jabberwock with breakthrough is pretty scary. And, you know, it's just a generically potentially plussing card that you can, again, you know, if you've got an Alice on the board, end of your opponent's turn, you're in Wizard, you go, okay, call an Alice, top 2, call an Alice, top 2. You know, the fact that it puts them on the bottom means you're more likely to be hitting stuff. So, yeah, that's why we play this at 4. I mean, unsurprisingly, you know, we're playing basically all the Alice support at 4 here. And we are also playing 4 copies of one of probably the best new card in the game, all things considered, and that is Cheshire Cat. So this is actually something you get to summon even if you don't have an Alice, because its ability to summon itself is its own instant action. It gives something 1 HP, which can be relevant, surprising amount of time can be relevant, and it bounces itself. So this is actually just a generic bit of thing, a bit of support. However, it is an A7, which means you can add it off of this Alice, and you can salvage it with this Alice, which means that this Alice essentially, if you counter check it, is giving you more defensive tools, which is obviously really, really, really good. So yeah, I mean, this card is just a powerhouse of utility. And finally, for the A7 support, we are playing 4 copies of Duchess. This is just really, really good. Every time I hear an American pronounce it Duchess, I want to punch them in the face, so please don't. This is, so TD burns 1, that's obviously really, really good, and as I explained already with Alice, you can just always loop them at the end of the opponent's turn and just burning, which is obviously really, really, really good. But you can also DR3 to be buffing other stuff's strike, which is really nice. It's also a Regan Leaf, which is relevant for Lucifer. But yeah, like, this is mental. It's just utility the card. Super, super, super strong at closing out games, and also doing steady burn damage. I love this card. Glad I got foils. On to the rest of the deck. We play 4 copies of Sonic Voltage. Yeah, baby, they're all full art. Actually, are they all full art? No, this one isn't. Shit, that's embarrassing. All right, well, don't worry, I'll get Ubers for them soon. This card is sick. So, counter, it plays itself. TD, it draws a card, so it's replacing itself if you play it from hand. It summons itself. It's a 5/2/2, so it's like pretty reasonably statted. And it's a Ascendant, which means, and it's a Regan Leaf. So Regan Leaf, Lucifer Synergy, and it's an Ascendant, which means you can give it Charge Shield with old Humpty Dumpty, which is obviously really, really nice. So yeah, just a stonks card. Definitely something you're happy to see anytime. 4 copies of Embrace of Eons, because, you know, obviously, I don't need to explain this card. It's really, really, really good. 3 copies of Lucifer. I actually don't think you need 4, to be honest. Like, there are other things I want to be playing, and this isn't a deck that's going to be constantly abusing Lucifer. It can, but like, it's not really the main thing you want to be doing. It's just like a nice option to just board nuke when you like really need to. So yeah, Lucifer, like, it's Lucifer. It's a good card, and, you know, Wizard is by far what it's best in. I play double of Full Charge Ahead. Why do I play this card? So, and finally you get to see the other color here. It is yellow, because of course it is, and we'll come on to why in a moment. But this card, you standard either pop an opponent's set or field, or until the end of the turn, your ruler gains +3 attack. So obviously making this guy 5 attack is actually quite nice. Being only 2 strike, it doesn't feel too bad swinging into stuff. 5 attack is a good threshold to be getting over a lot of things, but popping sets obviously means that you can just close out games nice and easy, making sure there's very limited potential for defense, which is obviously really, really good. Next, we've got 4 copies of Vabilsion here. I think this card is super important. DR3 to pop anything is one of the best DRs in the entire game, arguably the best DR in the entire game. It's a Guardian summon, so you can just use your 2 to summon it. And it's just big. It's got good effects. Yeah, card's really, really nice, and it's not going to constantly board wipe you, right? So like, you might be saying like, okay, but only 3 Lucifer. Well, like, Lucifer's a board wipe. It's good, but like, you know, I'm playing Alice, right? I want to keep my Alice around, so sometimes I don't want to be board wiping, right? And that's when this card is also particularly useful. Then we have got Triple Aris. So reasons this card is good. You can see I don't really play that many warriors, but like, you know, something to keep in mind, this card is a warrior. So you can bring it out from the damage zone with Aris and get the TD to burn 1. So it's like a heal. So you can rip your warriors out of the damage zone with Aris whenever that's irrelevant. It's a 3/5/1 double attacker, which means it's not triggering Trickster, which is really, really nice. It can clear a lot of things because it's like a 6/5/2. Obviously, double attacking is really nice. Quite versatile with Duchess. You can swing in for like 2 or 3 and then clear something else. Or clear something else, then swing in for 2 or 3. And the most important ability, the fact that it stops damage to your units, means if you ever play this, you can then Lucifer whenever you want, and it is not going to disrupt your board at all. So obviously, you can imagine the silliness when you get a Alice with Charge Shield and a Aras set up on your sides, and you can just sit there and be going Lucifer, 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 and at that point your opponent just cries and quits the game, to be honest. So that's obviously a very, very powerful combo. And finally, rounding out the deck, we've got 4 copies of Skystrike Arrow, the last counter of the deck. I don't think I need to explain why this card is so insane. Yeah, it is. So opinions on the deck, I think it's really, really good. I honestly, I think I genuinely prefer this to the standard yellow, blue, good stuff wizard deck, and the reason for that is there is like a win con beyond just like the Aras Lucifer combo, which kind of feels like the other deck it's so designed towards getting, and like, yeah, that's cool, but it's boring and it's uninteractive and it's strong, but like, you know, it's not like this deck can't do that. It's just I also get all the Alice things to play around with. And you know, that's fun. It's fun to actually have Alice be a good deck. So yeah, do I recommend you give this deck a go? Absolutely. It's probably the most expensive deck in the game at the moment, but it is worth the money. And there we go. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Gate Ruler content, more deck profiles coming up. As in fact most of what's going to be coming up, as well as the remaining set reviews for set 3. And yeah, if you want to help support the channel, use my affiliate link, join my Discord server, like the video, comment, subscribe, usual shit. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.